Hello, it is my turn. By my turn, I mean it's my turn to bust my butt understanding how Regency clothing works on my body because, ugh. So I'm hoping to get all of this done in about 6 weeks, more or less. I'm going to make my chemise, the corset, stays, we'll get to that, and then the dress. So and I'll explain how they all work in each video. But today is going to be the chemise. So the chemise is the undermost garment. It is worn under the corset, stays, whatever interchangeable, wording you use. But it is your first foundation garment. You wear it as an everyday piece of clothing. Typically, from what I understand, it's made out of really light, soft linen, cotton. I've seen most accent garments that they're white. I've never, or like a very light pink at the most, but typically they would be something that would be washed very warm in order to get any everyday stains out of it. From what I've seen of the construction for the pattern that I got, it's going to be very similar to the shirt I made for my husband, card somewhere, where it has gussets in a certain place and it's big pieces gathered up at the top, because why would you cut this in panels? Because the dress is supposed to cut about here and then just go straight down. We're gonna get to the dress later. I'm nowhere near close to doing that yet. So what do I need for my chemise? Because I have to go to Joann's to get fabric because I don't have enough white cotton fabric for this. And I am really tempted to get some of the same linen that we made my husband's shirt out of because it is so soft, and I want something soft that I would wear every day, but I'm only gonna wear it when I'm wearing this costume. And if I really love it, maybe I'll make it strong and sturdy enough that I can sleep in it. I don't know, we'll see. So let me figure out how much I need for the chemise first and what other stuff I need for it. I know I'm gonna need ribbon. I know I'm probably gonna need some lace because I want lace at the bottom, make it real pretty. And I know I'm gonna need probably the same linen I made my husband's stuff out of. So I'm gonna need to find a square of that if I can compare. I know roughly which one it is, but yeah, I don't fully trust myself to grab the correct one. But I got a couple things together. Also, isn't it pretty? I redid all this because I hated looking at it, and I figured you guys were sick and tired of looking at my video and going, she's got a lot of junk behind her, and the clutter was definitely blocking my creativity. So we redid that. There will be a card somewhere up here where you can go see that video. I decided to do last minute. So let me figure out where my pattern is. 1 second. Sorry, it's not in a fancy folder at the moment. I still need to print the instructions and then put it all together. But I've already more or less cut out, like, this is a Laughing Moon pattern, of course. And it's the Ladies Regency chemise. So you can see I already have a gusset, which is going to be annoying because I hate these. I need to actually go through the instructions and kind of double check and see what I need. But this is kind of what I'm working with. It's kind of intense, but it really does remind me of the men's shirt, where the men's shirt you would gather the front pieces into a collar. This you just kind of gather up, to my knowledge. You'd fold it down and then you would just have, ribbon going through it. So we will see. Looking at some extant garments, there are some that are more like spaghetti straps, and then some that are full cap sleeves. And I'm gonna have to do some reading and some research myself to figure out why. I don't know if it's a fashion thing or just a weather thing. You wear the cap sleeves and it's cold. Like people wear long underwear when they live in a really, really cold climate. But yeah, we're gonna reconvene. I'm gonna run to Joann's and grab at least the linen. I know I'm gonna need ribbon, and I'm gonna grab some lace because I feel bougie and this is for me and I want lace. Gosh darn it. So I will bring you guys with me and we'll see how this goes. And then we will come back and reconvene because I have a lot of cleaning to do. This looks wonderful. This does not. This looks like chaos. So I'm doing the ADHD me thing and ignoring it. So come with me, let's go. Okay, it is gorgeous outside. It's like 79. It's like, well, I'm in the shade, so my car is registering a little bit cooler. But it's about 80, 82, and it's so nice. I'm really excited. Okay, let's go to Joanne. Oh, thank God they left. There was this couple that was just sitting in their car staring at me like, drive away. You just got a puppy. Good for you. Go away. So I looked at the instructions for the chemise, and the only thing it really calls for are the ribbon ties for the front. It does say eyelets, but it infers that they need to be hand done, which no. I have some eyelets at home. I'll just put some metal ones in because I just don't. No. I might have to see if I can download like an embroidery buttonhole instead, so that I can just embroider something pretty on there. But yeah, so I'm gonna run in, grab my fabric. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. There's a car in the way. I'm at Joann's. I'm gonna grab my stuff, get in, get out, try to avoid the pet land that's right next to it, and all the people that are around me. Oh, that's so pretty. Ooh. Yay! That only cost me $26. I'm quite proud of myself. That wasn't bad. And I am doing great because I'm not going into Petland to play with puppies. So, doing great. Let's head home. So I'm using my Kindle. You can see it. Using my Kindle for my instructions. That way I don't have to have a folder full of madness on my table. And I'll limit the amount of paper I'm also using. We're gonna try it. And we'll see. I need to figure out which pages I need for, or which pieces I need for the chemise. So let's see. According to the instructions, I need pieces 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32, which I have here. A couple of them still need to be cut because the sizes are a little weird. I think I'm gonna have to cut a second version of this out because there's one for a low neckline and one for a high neckline. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I've got it set for the low neckline, which is what I'm wanting anyway, so I may not cut it. Sleeve gusset, I can already see the running on the wall for that one. We already have the strap here. Here's the sleeve. The sleeve is weird because the sizes aren't in the same sizes as the straps and the rest of the pattern. And I know that there's some funky way I'm supposed to measure these. And the size of the sleeve. The size is marked on the sleeve is actual. For instance, bicep of 14. 14 plus 1 inch equals 15 for a tight fitting sleeve. Bicep measurement 14 plus 2 inches is 16 for a looser fit. What? Hang on, let's look at what this actually looks like. I'll try to post a photo of what this looks like. So it's a legit sleeve. I wonder if I can not do the sleeve. If I can just make it sleeveless. I don't think I can. Here's my trick for measuring oneself. I love me some painter's tape. It's versatile, and it's not harming on the skin. So if you ever have to tape something to yourself, get you some painter's tape. See? See, so that's like 12 and a half, so I'm going to do 13 and a half to allow for, this is plus or minus an inch, so 13 and a half. Cool. Let's do 14 just to be safe. Okay, so far so good. Everything is cut out. Now I just have to sew it all together. It looks like it's pretty simple. Sewing basically the sleeve strap connects the front to the back, and then you have the sleeve that goes on the outside, and then the gusset which goes under the underarm. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces total. And there's not a whole lot of craziness going on, so I'm just gonna quickly sew what I can and try not to get distracted. So I've turned on a Studio Ghibli film, and we're gonna see how far I get. Here we go.
Hold on. What? What? Okay, let's start at the beginning, I guess. So, fabric, lovely. It's a cotton that has spandex in it, so it has a the teeniest, tiniest bit of give, which is great for sewing. We'll see how it wears, which I'll take some photos of, but my bra is currently hot pink, so that's not gonna happen. Not tonight anyway, I'll post some photos later, but guys, construction-wise, it's a lot like the men's Regency shirt that I made for my husband, which I'll also put a card here for, because the construction in here, let me get y'all up close so y'all can see this madness. So with these, you have this fun piece here, this little diamond. Let's see, right here. I don't know if you can see it very well. And it's called something, I think it's a gusset. So it's basically a piece of fabric that's used to widen a seam. Oh my lord, it flows very pretty. Guys, this didn't take me longer than maybe 5 hours total, and I took many breaks and was rather unproductive today. I even went to IKEA and got myself some more storage to be productive. I didn't start this project until maybe 3, about 3 o'clock, maybe later. Actually, no later than that, probably 4 or 4:10, somewhere in there I started it, and it's gorgeous. Construction-wise, again, and I don't know if this is because I'm sewing more and more often, so more frequently, but this was cake. There's things I would like to fix on it personally. There's a couple things I didn't like in the pattern, but I did a lot of intuitive sewing with this. So it wasn't so much that I was, it was an easy pattern. It's still intermediate, because if you've never sewn anything before, this is, I would say, beginner intermediate. It's something that if you've sewn something with straight, edges before, and you've sewn maybe 5 things, this wouldn't be a bad start, just because everything's pretty much straight edges. And even like this gusset right in here, that's the only complicated part of this entire thing. 2 things I couldn't stand that I'm a little disappointed in. One, it didn't walk you through how to do buttonholes. I was going to put actual eyelets in, and then I was like, I don't care, I'd rather quickly hand sew some. So I hand sewed these, and then I took a big like tapestry needle and I threaded this really cute, what is that? I don't know, that's not even like I think it's like 1/8 of an inch ribbon all the way through around. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the lower neckline. That's low. I definitely grew up in an era where this was not low. Like, although I remember in high school they would say, okay, put your hand to your chest, and I would be like, okay, first of all, this proportion, not fair, but okay. But honestly, like, as far as patterns go, like, here's the back, and it's lovely. It's a front piece cut on a fold, it's a back piece cut on a fold, it's the armband piece up here, and then it's the sleeve, this piece here, and then the gusset. And it's very nice. I kind of wish I had sewn this first in order to understand the men's shirt that I made, because this was so nice. That being said, it gave me, I didn't really read through the instructions properly, mostly because I kind of just went along with it. I wasn't reading too deep into it. If you were going to make this out of anything other than what this is made out of, I would suggest serging all the edges just so that it doesn't fray, because that is a very large seam that will fray if you're not careful. Especially if you're going to have something like this where you have ribbon constantly pulling at each other underneath the seam. But it's freaking cute. I'm going to have to try it on tomorrow and take some cute photos. Maybe I'll even do my hair and see how this really looks on me. Because honestly, I'm half tempted to sleep in it. I'm not going to. I'm going to be good and not. But I mean, pattern-wise, 10 out of 10. I would make this again. Maybe out of that linen I was going to make it out of. I did find the exact linen I wanted, and it was in the color, this off-white that I wanted, but I ran into this and I was like, no, that's calling me. That's calling me. And honestly, I'm kind of wishing I had found this for my husband's shirt. So maybe I will, at a later date, get both the linen I made for my husband's stuff and this cotton that I got for this and swap them. So make a men's shirt out of this and then make a chemise out of the linen. But it's beautiful and I'm really, really excited about it. Let's talk about final thoughts for the moment. Final thoughts. I have 2 more pieces and I'm happy that this one was easy. I was freaked out because it was so easy. I realized I was getting to the end of sewing it on the machine, and I realized, oh no, I haven't royally screwed up something. I haven't accidentally, made something too big. I haven't cut something too small that I'm aware of. I haven't tried this on yet. But it's like, I haven't sewn something inside out. I haven't, cut something too small. I haven't missed a piece. Like, that unnerving feeling when you do something really, really well and you're like waiting for the shoe to drop? I'm there. But as it always goes in my family, I did end up hurting myself, which in my family, if you hurt yourself, it's a good project. So I tripped on a box and fell into basically this, and it went straight into my hand, and that was so super fun. So not like it's the first time it's ever happened. I've had so many sewing injuries I can hardly keep count, but yeah, that's a story for another time. I really don't know what else to say about this. I need to get better about actually giving a commentary. As far as the pattern goes, I liked using my, a Kindle? I really liked using my Kindle to be able to just flip back and forth. I'm not having to sit there and wrestle with paper. I'm not trying to set it up. I used like a phone stand to hold the thing up while I was working on it. It takes up significantly less space, so that was good. The pattern I got, printing and cutting it out was the literal worst. If you are someone who's going to commercialize and make 1,000 things and out of different sizes, and you really need something that's going to have all size types, this is the pattern for you, because it has sizes like 4 through, I want to say like 30 or 40. It's like 30 or 40, somewhere in there. It's an insane size range. It really is. It's very inclusive. However, it's all on the page. I kind of wish it was how most pattern types are when you go out to like Joann's to buy a pattern. It's, here's these sizes and here's these sizes, because I printed everything out and I had to throw away so much paper, which I hate doing. But the other thing is, the other patterns I've used have already come like pre-printed out, kind of a thing where I didn't have to do what I did with this pattern, and it was a little strange. I had to layer print where it turns it into a poster and breaks it up, and then I had to print it, and then it was just weird, guys. It didn't have like, I'm a little spoiled. I didn't get the pre-lined, cut out pieces, and it's a little intense. I'm a little scared to use that pattern for a corset. Stays. Oh, we'll get there later. But we will see. This chemise was amazing. I really wish it was its own file for this pattern. The fabric is fabulous. The ribbon I bought is just this really cheap, I say cheap, it's ribbon from Joann's. Nothing there is cheap. It's this Ofray ribbon, and it's, 1/8 of an inch, and there's 12 feet of it. And I still have quite a bit left. So if I want to do some ties for my stays, corset, whatever it's called. It says corset on the pattern. I've heard they're called Regency stays. I just need everyone to decide on one thing and just tell me so I can go with it, because it's getting exhausting. What else is there? What else is there? It is beauty all that matters. And you say, what else is there? It was dumb, I know. Ooh, I need to watch that movie. I haven't watched it in age. The only other thing I didn't like about the pattern is there's a few skills you need in order to finish this. It didn't say to buy binding, as far as like, quilt binding. It didn't have a pattern in there that I saw to make your own. So then it just tells you to bind it. Tell me how. I get it. If you're a sewer and you've been sewing a long time and you're like me and you are on your 4th Regency project, you're just like, I'm just going to turn it inside out. I'm just going to, roll hem it and throw the ribbon in. Fine. I was going to do it the hard way and make my own bias tape, but then I realized I don't care that much. I'd rather just do this, and it works perfectly fine. But that is annoying, and it didn't tell me how to sew buttonholes. And I know that for this specific type of fabric that I use, if I tried to do like a metal eyelet, I would have spent a very long time wrestling with this piece, and it would have felt so heavy on what feels like a very delicate piece. Would I make this again? Yes, in a heartbeat. If I know I've got a couple friends that are really interested in Regency. My friend Desiree is actually moving to England. She's moving to Bath area, where they have tons of Regency Jane Austen things. So if Desi ends up watching this, hi honey, let me know if you want me to make you one, because this was cake. We'll see how the corset does next. I have other projects I need to work on this week. I'm really not too worried about the other project I have to work on this week, but it has nothing to do with the current YouTube assignment. It's something that more than likely will not end up on YouTube. It might just be like a short or something, because it doesn't, I'm not walking y'all through it. I'm really not. I'm not walking y'all through this, but yeah, we will see. I don't hate it. I'm actually kind of obsessed, and actually I have enough fabric extra to play with, or you'll love this, I have enough to use as lining in something. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Click some of the cards throughout, and you can see other projects I've worked on and working. I'm not good with the time part of this. You know, I was working on project. If you would like to be alerted when I put out my next video, please subscribe and click the bell so you can be alerted. And yeah, if you have any comments, questions, praise for me, or random sarcastic anecdotes you'd like to add to the bottom, please drop them in the comments. I, like always, have worked late into the night, and I have to work tomorrow, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take what's remnants of my makeup off, and I'm gonna read a couple chapters of my book, and I'm gonna go to sleep. And then tomorrow, but you'll see the photos here, I will take photos of me in that and try my best not to sleep in it before I try the rest of this on. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, weekend, Monday. I hope you all have great Mondays, because we need that out in the universe. Good Mondays. We want good Mondays and bad Wednesdays, because I never feel bad about a bad Wednesday, because bad Wednesdays are usually busy. So here's for good Mondays. Here's for the next project. Thank you all for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye.